T-minus 1 minute. Microphone check. Microphone check. Anyone hear me? Thank you. Qapla, everybody. It is Friday. TBIF, thank bird. It's Friday, yes. January 10th, 2020. 2020. Hello, all. Hello. Welcome. So Joseph Patrick was early and said anytime. Yeah, I got a little later start than I've been getting these last couple of weeks. Live with Matthew says Qapla, bird of prey, all Dear Bops today. No, not all Dear Bops, but we will get to Dear Bops. We will get to Dear Bops. Rock Solid is also demanding the Dear Bops. Welcome, Rock Solid. 09 A-Team says Stewart is an SJW. Patrick Stewart is indeed an SJW, but a lot of actors are SJWs. And it really doesn't matter. You know, I can watch an actor who's an SJW act if they're in a good part. It's when you let the actor make the decisions, the creative decisions, that should be being made by people interested in making money for the company or the studio or the brand, and you let the actors make the decisions. The actor's getting paid regardless. Captain Stewart. Patrick Stewart's got his $80 million or whatever it is they paid him. He's already got that money. He doesn't give a shit. I mean, listening to him is like the absolute worst person you could probably listen to. You don't listen to a person who you've already paid. That's not how it works. But whatever. We tried. And you know what? We're all gonna watch. At least I'm gonna watch. I'm gonna watch if by some miracle it is still good or it's actually good. I will be the first person. I will get on here before Anti-Tracker somehow, and I will tell you all. I will be the first person to report if Star Trek Picard is actually good. I'll be the first person to do it. But I can't see how it could possibly be after that short track and the articles in Variety and all across. There's articles in everything now. Just talking about Patrick Stewart, Alex Kurtzman, whatever the hell that writer's name is, Vita Vitzman, whatever the hell. But it's all bad. It's all bad. Now, in the short track itself wasn't bad. Okay, in fact, compared to the other short tracks, it was the best short track we've ever seen. That's no question about it. It blows away the other short tracks. But that doesn't mean a lot. And unfortunately, even though it doesn't really take away from the short track, oh, we got a new subscriber. Jordan? Ordian? If you're here, Jordan Richichi. Jordan, if you're here, say hello, but I'm guessing you probably watched my video and you're probably not here live right now. Although, we'll see. We'll see sometimes. Actually, I gotta say, since I put out my video on the short track yesterday morning, And then the other one I put out earlier today, I've gotten like 6 or 7 new subscribers. So we're actually in the YouTube. I don't know what the public count is showing, but in my YouTube, back channel, it's showing me at 1,581 subscribers. So we've broken the 1,580 barrier. Now, whether they last the weekend, I don't know. They tend to go up and down, but it's slowly but steadily going up. So we'll see. But so if Picard's good, I'll be the first one to tell you all. But it's been a bad week. It's been a bad week for Picard fans. The short track, not terrible in and of itself. It reinforces, I think, what we were all worried about, in that Picard, they are doubling down on the Star Trek Discovery universe, the Star Trek Discovery look and feel of everything. And I mean, God forbid there's a Klingon in Star Trek Picard. I'm hoping they just never show a Klingon so they don't have to ever confirm this. But at this point, if there was a Klingon to show up in Star Trek Picard, it would be a Discovery Klingon. It would not be a Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager movies Klingon. It would be a Discovery Klingon, which is the worst, which is just so upsetting. But I mean, nothing we've seen in the previews puts Klingons having any role in this whatsoever. So possibly, hopefully, they won't even bother showing us Klingons, just so they don't ever have to bring up what would happen if Worf had to come on Star Trek Picard for a cameo, because I don't think Worf would get in different makeup. I don't think he would do four nostril makeup. Yeah, camera's off. Camera's going off. Sisso Prey's coming in the house. I have to shut off my snow. I have to shut off the snow. Where's the snow? Snow loop. There we go. Let me shut off the snow. Do we have stars? No. No stars. Anyway, camera's back on. Not Ryan Johnson says hello on Qapla. Hello on Qapla, not Ryan Johnson. Lightwood Matthew says, rock solid. I can't believe I missed your email. Lightwood Matthew says, rock solid. I can't believe I missed your email last night. Oh, that's sorry. And Lightwood Matthew says, you're good. Thank you. Aberjam says, McClunky, Aberjam. John Street says, STD Picard, a Studio Caroga production, and executive producer Berto Prey. No, I will not take responsibility for Star Trek Picard. Aberjam says, we hear you, bird. Thank you. John Street says, all I hear is a Jaloja machine. Hopefully not. Rock Solid says, can't hear, microphone check, Berto Prey. Oh, thank you. And Rock Solid says, the shop vac sound is annoying. There's no shop vac. Carlo Albany says, hiya, welcome, Carlo. Mac McManus says, hello, Prey, love you. Well, thank you so much, Mac McManus. Love having you here. Thank you. Qapla. Aberjam says, Friday night bed life highlight of the week. Wow, Aberjam, you must have a very boring week. No, but thank you. Thank you. Rock Solid says, live with Matthew, you're fired. Wow. Sci-Fi Nation says, greetings, Berto Prey, Mal Prey, Sassio Prey, and fellow nerds. The new cam showed up today, Bird. I'll have an unboxing vid tonight, probably. Very cool, Sci-Fi Nation. Sci-Fi Nation ordered a 50 megapixel camera from Walmart for $10. So I suspect it's not 50 megapixel. In fact, the very fact that it's a 1080p camera would confirm it's not 50 megapixel. It's 2 megapixel. Because if you multiply 1920 pixels by 1080 pixels, you'll get like 2.1 million pixels, which is a 2 megapixel camera. But we'll see. We'll see. Mac McManus says Ginger Track. Oh, the short track. Lil had a little red hair going. Yeah. Sci-Fi Nation says, I think DJ hijacked Bird's stream. All I heard was a Gelogia machine the other night. You know, I listened to 90% of the stream from last night, and you guys were having a lot of fun playing those games and taking conversation breaks. It was like a professional stream. I gotta get hands off to you guys. When you guys do those types of streams, you do them very, very well. Just so you know. I mean, I'm sure you realize it, but it's good stuff. I genuinely am interested in listening to it all. Unfortunately, it's just, 3, 4, 5 hours a night sometimes with those streams. I can't listen to it all. Live with Matthew says, Rock Solid Productions says, no, lol, we can get you. We can get this. We can get this yet. Oh, was it a chance to play 7 Days to Die? Sci-Fi Nations is Bird of Prey 1.58K in public count. Very cool. 09A Team says ST is dead, probably for good. I don't think he'll ever be truly dead, not if we remember it. That's what you say when somebody dies. Rock Solids is Bird of Prey, YouTube studio, not back channel. We don't need to hear about your back channel. Surf Trictronic says, I thought the Picard short was good. Track has almost done everything, at least it seems like something new, but likely will eat my words. Getting my hopes up always falls for CBS Track. Well, I would say the short track in and of itself, just as its own 6.5 minute production, wasn't bad. I mean, there was nothing objectively bad about it. It was a little meta story. You actually did get to feel for these two little girls in just 6 minutes. You were involved. It got you involved, I would think, unless you had no heart. I know I was Team Kima because Lil started it, but whatever. I mean, I was happy at the end. There's a lot of issues though with it too, if you think about it. Like, were those girls living alone? I mean, like, what were they, like 12-year-old girls? Were they living alone? Because you never saw any other adult with them at their home. They seemed to leave for school completely on their own. Like, was it a boarding school? But if it was a boarding school, wouldn't the school be where they lived? Why would they have to take a shuttle to the school? I mean, like, do 12-year-old girls live on their own in San Francisco in 2385? I mean, maybe they do. I don't know. But I would have said, okay, they were from Mars, because Anti-Trekker said that the girls were born on Mars. The girls were from Mars and just going to school on Earth. But I don't think that makes sense, because Lil's dad specifically tells her he can't come home for Christmas. He can't come home for the year. He won't be able to make his trip home. So that tells me that home is on Earth. And that if her home is on Earth, presumably, I mean, unless he's a single dad and Kima's mother's a single mom, that there's probably another parent on Earth with the kid. And that presumably the other parent lives with the kid. but we never got to see them. So I don't think they both lost both parents. I think they each lost one parent, which is still very tragic. But it's I mean, because why would the father say, I can't make it home? He should have said, if he had said, I can't make it to visit this year, we're just too busy, then sure. Then that makes more sense, because the whole title is Children of Mars. Then it makes sense that these kids, they weren't born on Mars, they were born on in a building or in a ship around Mars, and Mars is sort of their home. But Mars is not a terraformed planet, so it's not like, I don't know that you really could say Mars is your home. If you can't go out in Mars, I mean, there's no people running around the surface of Mars. They might have a few bases down there, and they've got orbital platforms. But I mean, would you really say that's your home is Mars, rather than saying, the Enterprise or whatever ship was in orbit, that was your home? So I don't know. When you start thinking about it, there's a lot of questions. That said, it made me think. It made me think about made me feel for the girls. I felt bad. I felt, I was saddened to see the attack and all that stuff. So for 6.5 minutes, they did a decent job. The only real problem was that it wasn't Trek. I'll see. It just wasn't. It wasn't the Trek we knew. When they could have showed us, they could have just thrown in a Galaxy class. They could have thrown in an Intrepid, a goddamn TNG shuttle, a runabout, a Miranda class. They could have put in anything, any ship, to tell me that, hey, you have not totally given the collective middle finger to the original Star Trek timeline. You had opportunity. You had more than one opportunity, but you had perfect opportunity in that space dock flyby of Mars.
Captain's log, stardate 7414.1.
Thank you so much, John Araki, for your
from Earth.
$1 super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you. You didn't get Dax, but you got Captain Kirk. But they had, we had perfect opportunity. They could have put all the ships we love, or even just one, in that space dock. They put zero, and they doubled down on the shitty Discovery ships that I don't think anybody particularly likes. It's just very upsetting. Mama Craig gave me the diner menu, because I guess this is so great. And you getting from here too? Oh, much better from here. Yeah. I could do a burger. Cheddar burger, deluxe. Well done fries. Nah, that's fine. Thank you. Yeah, I'm having a burger tonight. Okay. So those are my feelings on Picard, but I'm curious what you guys think. Average Jim says, I don't care how bad STP is, as long as there's a girl who's the key to everything, I'll be happy. Lightwood Matthews says, rock solid. No, lol, we can't get this yet. Well, we can get this yet. I read this.
Live long and prosper.
John Araki, thank you again. You've got Journey to Eden. You got Spock playing the hippie music. Carlos says, I've always said that Discovery ships would be better if they were after Nemesis, and they are in Picard. If Discovery never existed, they'd look okay in Picard. If Discovery never existed, then who are we to say that these were old ships, right? they could get away with it, right? If Discovery never existed, then they'd say, okay, well, these are new ships. I mean, the McGee class, or whatever the hell, I didn't realize it at the time, but that science vessel that they used in the Trouble with Edward and was the main ship in that space dock, McGee class, I think it's called. I mean, yeah, that could have been a new ship. I mean, it would have been weird looking. The others look kind of old and busted, but whatever. But yeah, I wouldn't have had a problem. But being we all saw them in Discovery, in fact, it wasn't even in The Trouble with Edward. Apparently they were in season 1 of Discovery. They are very old ships. They are 15 years older than TOS. 15 years older than TOS ships. It doesn't make sense. We've never seen them before or since until Picard. Mike Richards says, greetings from Columbus, Ohio, Bird of Prey gang. Greetings, Mike Richards. In fact, I heard on the news it's going to be 71 degrees in Columbus, Ohio this weekend. So congratulations, Mike Richards. Josh Reed says, we are losing bird to bird rant. Mark McManus barks. Sci-Fi Nation says, greetings, Prego O Prey. I'm not pregnant. No, they thought I was pregnant because I was having nauseousness the other day. So they think I'm pregnant too. Yeah, Sister O Prey confirms I'm very empathetic. That's the problem. I'm too empathetic. What? I have mirror neurons. Mirror neurons. Oh. Anyway. I don't know. She knows what she's talking about. Average Jim says those Klingorks need a good dentist so we can talk, understand them. Joseph says, here I am. I got stuck with track yards, but now I am here. Not sure if you covered it, but how are you? I'm feeling a lot better, Joseph. Thank you. A lot better today. Mark McManus is now barking twice. Thank you. I know you were trying to get me out of rant mode, but, hey, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Aberdam says it doesn't take much, Josh Street. Surf Trictronics says don't shut off the snow. Track 95 says hello. Rock Solid says never any stars on Bird of Prey's channel. Oh, har, har, har. Aberdam says howdy, Track 95. Joseph says Nightmare Before Christmas font on the shirt. No, Twilight Zone font on the shirt. It says the Bird of Prey 5 zone. Reported as telemarketer, then why do you even bother ringing? Wait, does anybody ever want to talk to a telemarketer? Dan23 says Star Trek Discovery reportedly renewed for season 4. Is that a legit Dan? I don't know. If it's a season 4, maybe season 3 is just like 6 episodes. I mean, I don't know. Let's see what season 3 turns into. 00918 says hola to Yosef. Adega Outlaw says hola. Welcome, Adega Outlaw. Qapla. Thomas Potts is 22 watching with 12 likes and 0 dislikes. Thank you. Thomas Preston. Excuse me. Thomas Preston, not Thomas Potts. I caught it, Thomas Preston. 22 watching with 12 likes. Thank you. And he says, no ad when I log in. You shouldn't get an ad when you log in, Thomas Preston. I shut off those ads that come on before you get into a stream. It's just, I'm not at the point that I would make enough money from those ads to justify annoying, the 20, 30, even if it was 40 or 50 people that might view this stream live. It really just doesn't make any sense to annoy you guys for like literally what might be 2 cents. I think I can give up 2 cents a night and you guys can all get here without needing to watch ads. What'd you say? Thank you, my nephew. That could be going into his college fund. Josh Street says, rock solid. There are some small stars in the chat, and sometimes that is counting you. And Yosef says, okay, I'm going to not read the ones that are between people. When I forgot how to say Reams' name. It says, Dear Bop. Okay, let me get a little closer through because I'm already quite behind in the chat. I'm already quite behind. I'm 15 minutes behind in the chat. Joseph says no ads for him. He is premium. Well, so am I. Canowix says poor Captain Foley got totally triggered on this live stream by Children of Mars. He honestly thought STP would be more like TNG. I feel very bad for Captain Foley, but the writing was on the wall, people. The same people who are doing Star Trek Discovery are doing Star Trek Picard. Why? I mean, I had no doubt. I hoped, but I would have put all my money on the fact that Star Trek Picard would be just the sequel to Star Trek Discovery rather than the sequel to Star Trek The Next Generation. And any doubts I had, or any of you have had, should have been put to rest by the recent Variety article. They come out and they specifically say, this is not Star Trek The Next Generation sequel. That Picard didn't want it to, but Patrick Stewart didn't want it to be The Next Generation again. He didn't want it to be Next Generation. He didn't feel that I think he didn't feel we as a people were worthy of getting Star Trek The Next Generation anymore. So now we're going to get crappy Trek. I think it's his punishment upon mankind. Sci-Fi Nation says, Bird of Prey, I wasn't on DJ's stream last night. Went to bed early. I think you'll be vindicated when I post the vid later. Sci. Vindicated? Why would I need to be vindicated? But sorry to hear you weren't on DJ's stream. Keely Chow says, hey everybody, Qapla Life with Matthew with a $2 super chat. Says, adverts. We don't need no stinking adverts or super chat. No, I think it was just a donation. Yeah, it was just a donation. You get a 1 in 5 chance of getting kissing Dax, a 1 in 5 chance of getting eyebrow Dax. But thank you, Life with Matthew, for the donation. So, still 1 in 5. Yosef says back channel is usually full of crap. Aberjam says toss a coin onto toss a coin to your tracker on planet of plenty. Oh, planet plenty. Oh. Wait, this is a song. Toss a coin to your tracker. Oh, planet of plenty. Oh, planet of plenty. Oh. That's very weird, Aberjam. I have no idea what that was supposed to be the tune of. Mark McManus says, at my core, I am very sad. I am so sorry, Mark. Mac McManus. I'm assuming you're sad over Star Trek Picard, but I don't want you to be. We will get through this like we've gotten through Star Trek Discovery, and like we will get through future disappointments. Track 95 says, Bird of Prey, I no longer have any hope. I want Star Trek to die, and soon. Well, what would the death of Star Trek look like? Just the end of Star Trek Discovery, the end of Star Trek Picard, and the end of Lower Decks, and any future projects? I mean, if that's the case, then Star Trek has died 3 or 4 times in its history. So it'll just come back to life at some point. Whether Picard does well or not, whether CBS All Access pulls the plug on the entire Star Trek secret hideout license reboot kind of thing, even though it's not a reboot, but it is kind of a reboot. It doesn't matter. I mean, Star Trek is always going to be out there, right? TOS is always going to be out there. Next Generation is always going to be out there. Deep Space Nine is always going to be out there. Voyager is always going to be out there. Even Enterprise is always going to be out there. And there are always going to be fans of those shows. There's going to be less fans in the future, but there will always be fans of those shows. And then Star Trek doesn't really die. I mean, it won't be making money for anybody, not what it could, but it'll live. 09A Team says, if anyone has looked up top sci-fi novels in 2019, you can see the SJWs took that over too. Joseph says, Keely Chow, new here, welcome. I think I've seen the name once or twice before, but newer than most, I would say. Kennewick says, mint gingers. Okay. Rock Solid says, Bird of Prey. When it comes to new track, you let the past die. Kill it if you have to. Library Matthews says, short track ended a lot like the Step Brothers movie. Did we become best friends now? Yep. Sci-Fi says, ew, Will Ferrell. Yeah. I know, some people don't like Will Ferrell, says O'Prey. Some people don't. I've explained it to them that they are wrong. Joseph's Children of Mars would be a better title. For what? Star Trek Picard? Oh, Children Off Mars. Excuse me. Children Off Mars. Maybe that was supposed to be the title, and maybe somebody typoed it, and nobody picked it up. Mac McManus says, gingers are evil. Live with Matthews says, hi to Mac McManus. Sci-Fi Nation says, Bird of Prey, you realize Mars declared independence from Earth even before Enterprise and had several colony cities in domes. Okay, but by the time of Picard, they're not independent. They're part of the Federation, and I would assume they're definitely part, the entire solar Earth system, the Terran system, is united. As for cities and domes, maybe in Enterprise we saw them. I didn't see them anytime else. And that doesn't mean they're not there. But there were only 3,000 estimated dead. Now, granted, the Federation could be way, way off in their estimate, which, even today happens. A major hurricane hits a small island that is not prepared. And they say, we've been reports of at least 2 people killed. But a month later, the death toll's up to like 1,000 people because they just literally had 2 people reported as dead. But they couldn't contact the other 98% of the island because there was no telephones. Aberjam says, come here to Mark McManus so I can wash your mouth out with soap and water. Wow. Kennewick says, oh yes, they've been given a middle finger to track them. And Kennewick says they could have just copied Voyager episode Relativity scene of Utopia Planitia. They could have. Trek 95 says, Kennewick, yes, they did a lot. They did, and at this point, I'm done with Trek. Trek 95, you're done with Trek, but that's your name, man. John Araki, hashtag Birds Burgers. Okay, you got a good laugh out of this, okay. Because we do not like Bob's Burgers at all. Well, what's good is they moved Bob's Burgers now to after. I don't know if they're doing it permanently, but this last week it was The Simpsons, Family Guy, then Bob's Burgers. So now I never have to worry about getting a little bit of Bob's Burgers on the recording between The Simpsons and Family Guy. Yeah, we are not fans of Bob's Burgers. Rock's Odds is Bird of Prey, calling something old and busted, pot and kettle there. Thanks. Reem says, did Bird do Dear Bob? No Dear Bob yet. We will get to it. We will get to it. Kennewick's are literally 120-plus-year-old ships. Absolutely. Uncle Remus's bird is pregnant and on bed rest. Mac McManus says that was funny. Kennewick's bird laid an egg. Science can do a lot these days. Josh Reed's bird is sitting on his eggs. And Reams says bird had an egg. I had eggs this morning. John Araki says birdsid wedding. Birdazid wedding. Bottom. Oh God. Instead of a beta Z wedding, a birdazid wedding. Bottomless only. Everjam says a bad bird. You're too empathetic. I'd hate to know what happens to you every fourth week. Wow. Mike Richards says, ouch, to Josh Street. Mr. Captain says, hello, world. Hello, Mr. Captain. Rock Solid says, Bird of Prey likes Twilight. Confirmed. No, Twilight Zone. There's a difference. No, it is bad. John Araki puts in a link to a Yahoo. Seth MacFarlane moves from 20th Century Fox to NBC University with 5-year, $200 million overall deal. Well, you know what? I'll be honest. Seth MacFarlane just simply doesn't jive with the Disney, corporate mentality. I'm surprised they kept him there as long as they did. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Well, they didn't keep him. Now he's going to NBC. That's what the article just said. Well, he doesn't own The Simpsons. You mean Family Guy? He has nothing to do with The Simpsons. Family Guy is... Yeah, no. Uncle Remus says, I love telemarketers. I have fun with them on the phone. I tell them I'm getting my credit card and social security card and never come back to the phone. I've done that. What I do is, especially if I'm listening to like a YouTuber, I'll tell them, yeah, I was just told, and I'll put the phone like right on the computer speaker so they can hear Doomcock or Nerdrotic or Anti-Trek talking. And I'll just leave it until I hear the phone start beeping to let me know they disconnected. Sometimes it takes a while. If I'm listening to a YouTuber, but a telemarketer calls, I'll put the phone down and I'll tell the telemarketer I'll be right back or hold on, and I put it down so they can hear whatever I'm listening to. So it broadcasts, other people's YouTube channels have been broadcast probably to whatever countries these telemarketers are calling from. Just to confuse them. Surfer Trying says, I think the Star Trek Discovery ships was a flashback clip memorial to the Mars attack, or they were pulling them out of the mothball and upgrading. Anything else is dumb. Everything is dumb. There was no way that was a flashback. They might have been pulling them out of mothballs, but still, that's just ridiculously stupid. And why not pull an Oberth out of mothballs, right? Why not pull a Constitution class out of mothballs? Just pull a Miranda class out of mothballs. Pull something out of mothballs to let me know that you have not turned your back on the Star Trek I grew up with. That's all we want. We wanted one goddamn little sign that says, hey, everything you loved is not going to be ignored for another series, right? Star Trek Discovery ignored everything we loved. Like Baby Yoda. Yes, actually, like Baby Yoda. Sister of Prey actually makes a good thing. A good reference. The Mandalorian has Baby Yoda, which isn't actually Yoda, but hey, it's something familiar that Star Wars fans can look at and say, okay, they're trying. That's all we wanted. We wanted our Baby Yoda, and we're not getting it. No, either way, you still made it decent. I don't think we want to talk to Walmart hard. No. It's not. It's never big. I have no idea which way the moon is. I don't look at the moon. Yeah, you will be on camera if you get close to the... You're on camera. Oh, it's one of those days. It's one of those days. Searcher Time says, I think STD ships were... I read that. Average average telemarketers are just below cockroach and one step above bird live streams. John Araki says, Seth MacFarlane goes to NBC. John Street says, Bird, yes, fun when you start the call with calling Walmart. Aberjam says, Uncle, how did you know Walmart was about to call? Bird, yes, it's fun when you start calling. When you start the call with thank you for calling Walmart. Oh. Aberjam says, Uncle Remus, I tell them I have something on the stove and hit the mute button and carry on with my day. Yes, that too. Captain 93, Mr. Captain 93, says, but if you left the add-ons, huh? If you left add-ons, imagine the irritation you'd be giving Anti-Tracker. If you left the ads on, imagine the irritation you'd be giving Anti-Tracker. Yeah, well, that's true. But I'm not going to irritate Anti-Tracker if it takes out so many others' innocence with it. Like if there was a way YouTube could say, only serve ads to these accounts, then sure, I'd put Anti-Tracker on the list. But they don't have that option yet. I'll have to suggest it. Even better if they only says the option that says only serve ads to Anti-Tracker. And it's no, you can. Yes. You can buy your way out of ads. If you get YouTube Premium, you don't have to watch ads. Plus, you get to watch Cobra Kai, which is why we have YouTube Premium. But Anti-Tracker's too cheap for YouTube Premium. What? I would imagine, yeah, it's a diner. Mom's outside. Okay, I'm taking the camera off again, guys. Anyway, I'm going to just have to read the Bird of Prey 5s, and then we'll get to the Dear Bops. Joseph says, oh man, I'm having a blast with the telemarketers. I'm suggesting barters to them or play an insane person, speak to them in other languages, or a guy with Tourette's syndrome. Wow. Wow. Okay, not a hell of a lot of that Bird of Prey 5s. Okay. Mike Richards' Bird of Prey. I thought you would like the bunny ear girl in Bob's Burger. She's almost as big a sociopath as you. I never really gave it a chance. Rock Solid says, would you ask Alexa to talk to telemarketers? No. Because then they could say buy something. Okay. The camera's off. My sister is showering me with dollar bills. That came out terribly wrong. But that's what happened. I'm rich. I got $4. I got $4. I got $4. See, I started doing YouTube, and now I'm in the money. I'm in the money. Okay. Rock Solid says Bird loves it when they get things pulled out of his mothballs. Josh Reed says Bird of Prey Baby Yoda was first in E.T. as Old Man Baby Yoda. Carlos says Bird of Prey, what if the Picard show is about Granddad Picard and his story and ends with the design of the Galaxy class as a distant dream and grandson Picard comes captain? Doubt it, though. If that was the show, that would possibly be fine, but we have definitive proof that's not the show, because they've already released trailers, they've already talked about the show. There's been content leaked. We already know that's absolutely not the show. The show is that Picard is pissed off at the Federation, and him and this, group of rogues that he gets together have to go on this mission to restore honor, I guess, to the Federation or something. Roxelle says, I answer telemarketers, sports radio, 1250 WSSP. Name and where are you calling from? Carlos says, Bird of Prey, I know now, but it would be better. Yeah, well, it would be, but a lot of things would be better. Aberjam says, Bird of Prey, the sixth. I'm not even going to attempt it because you're just being a jerk. And the trigger says, Bird of Prey, hey, can't stay frantically trying to get this video done before I stream tonight, but got the notification, wanted to leave a like and say, Jolan True. I've heard Jolan True, but I forget what Jolan True is. Oh, Sisso Prey just super chatted. That's why I got $4. Thank you, Sisso Prey. Anti-Trigger says, Bird is stripping. No, that's not what I said. You could ask me to sing a song. Okay, so Sisso Prey's super chat request is that I not sing. I not sing. So no songs tonight, guys. That's it. Rock Solid says Bird of Prey. Sisso Prey is making it rain. Sci-Fi Nation says Sisso Prey making it rain. No, wow. Okay, we're not going to go there. Sci-Fi says he better send Google their 30%. That's probably true. Aberjam says Bird of Prey, 10 tough telephonies tossing Teflon taffy. Rock Solid says Anti-Trigger, Bird of Prey isn't in the South like people who live around Tennessee. Okay. We're done. We're done with that. You know what? Let's go to Dear Bop. Hopefully we'll restore some sanity. Restoring sanity to the stream by going to Dear Bop. Wouldn't have believed it had you told me otherwise. Okay. Let's see what we got here. 16 Dear Bops. Jesus. Oh, and some of them okay. So. Okay. So, Alexander had sent to me last time, Dear Bop, thank you very much for your answers. I think my friend maybe receives phone calls from the same 2 or 3 she-males. I wish a great Rose Tico series to you. Have a great day. Well, thank you, Alexander. No question there, so we'll just move on. Dear Bop, but you say you love us, the She-Male Club. I do not say that. I've never said that. I don't hate you, but I never said I'd love you. There's a difference. Dear Bop, what happened to your little sausage? Why did you push him away? He smelled like such a sweet guy. and all you wanted to do was break his poor little heart. We all miss him. For our sakes, please kiss and make up. He'll come back. No, first off, he was never my sausage. He had the wrong person. I don't have a little sausage. There's nobody like that in my life. I don't know what the hell he was ever talking about. And we're certainly not kissing. We are certainly not kissing and making up. It's simply does not exist. I have no idea. Some crazy person. They're all anonymous. Okay, so we'll put those away. Now we'll get to the ones that I haven't read. Dear Bop, we heard your request. What are your GPS coordinates? Sending your gift soon. Love from Iran. Oh, right. I did say if they were going to send the nuke. Just do it to the general Bayside area. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. Plus, you guys are kind of in bad, hot water right now for shooting down your own plane. So you're not about to nuke anybody. Dear Bop, why is it Islamophobic for me to criticize Iran for its treatment of LGBT? Iran, one of about 40 Islamic countries, but liberals can hate only the Jewish country on earth, and it's not anti-Semite. Dear Bob, why is it Islamophobic for me to criticize Iran for its treatment of LGBT? Okay, so that's one question. And it says Iran, I assume, is one of about 40 Islamic countries, but liberals can hate only the Jewish country on earth, and it's not anti-Semitic. Okay, so he's saying that... No, he's saying liberals hate Israel. Huh? Oh, because Sissopre is Sissopre is liberal. So she was not aware liberals hate Israel. Right. Mamo Pray is also confirming liberals don't hate Israel. The people who hate Israel are the wacko left. The loony left and the loony, hardcore, crazy rights. Yes, crazy people. Crazy people on both sides are the ones that hate Israel. So it's not something for liberals. As to why you're Islamophobic for criticizing Iran for its treatment of LGBT, I don't think you are, and I honestly don't think anybody would call you Islamophobic for saying that. I think that's something that, to be honest, I think that's something people want to say happened, but I've never actually seen anybody claim, be called Islamophobic for bringing up LGBT rights in these other countries. Now, what I have seen is people call out Disney and big companies who will make a big deal over LGBT rights in the United States, but then happily do big business with countries that it's completely illegal to be gay in, but they will pull out of a state that makes a law because they only want natural-born men or natural-born women using a specific bathroom, but they will literally behead you in Kuwait, but Disney doesn't mind, putting their movies in Kuwaiti theaters. So that I've seen, yes, and that's just hypocrisy. This is... Okay. So Sissopre is saying that an Islamic person could potentially feel you're Islamophobic for criticizing their religious beliefs, which are anti-LGBT. But she doesn't agree that that's valid. Yeah, but that's not what I don't think that's what he was talking about. Right. Yeah. Right, but and you could say the same thing about a Christian too, because it's not that there's So I don't think that really gives them any particular leg to stand on. Yes, it's very much a thing. It's not called Christophobic, but it is a thing. Those terrible Christian beliefs that brought us how far, that freed the slaves. Yes. No, it was the abolitionists were Christians. The abolitionists were Christians. The Christians who decided who sided with women's suffrage. Those terrible Christians, yes. Those terrible Christians that founded nations that became the Western world. Those terrible Christians. No, I'm not. But I'm not going to pretend that Christians are an evil race. I'm not going to pretend they're an evil religion or an evil group that anybody should be afraid of or. Well, in its extremes, so is atheists. So if you're just going to talk about extremes, there's no point in limiting it to Christians. You're extremophobic. Well, that's fine. But everybody's extremophobic for the most part. Well, extremists aren't people. You see, when Dear Bop with Sisso Praise in the house, we gotta go some back and forth. Rock Solid says, Bird of Prey, liberals don't hate Israel, they hate Jews. Oh my God. No, Rock Solid, here in New York City, which has one of the biggest populations of liberals and one of the biggest populations of Jews, there's a lot of overlap. So no, I can affirmatively state that most liberals I know don't hate the Jews or Israel. Most liberals I know are Jewish. Certainly many. I would even say most. Not all. Especially in the last 5-10 years. Well, yeah, because I don't have friends and work and stuff, so. I mean, most of the people I know are from 20 years ago. Dear Bop, I'm an anonymous whistleblower. I work for the government, and I heard from a close friend who also works in the government that Donald Trump is using a top-secret earthquake machine to try and sink Puerto Rico, which he calls America's Mexico. He is trying to start a war with Iran to keep his war against Puerto Rico out of the news. I also heard Hurricane Maria was aimed directly at Puerto Rico using a top-secret weather control machine only President Trump and Quiroga have access to. Puerto Rico will not be safe as long as Donald Trump remains in office. Please pass this along. Also, how do I get a book deal? Anonymous whistleblower. Well, anonymous whistleblower, that is a hell of a lot of information to unpack, and I gotta say, damn anti-tracker for letting it be known public that Quiroga has access to the weather machine. But if you are an anonymous whistleblower, I suggest you call MSNBC. Ask to talk to Rachel Maddow. Tell her you have a hot tip, and I'm sure she will guide you through the process of turning your anonymity and your whistleblowing knowledge into fame and celebrity. And it actually makes a lot of sense. They did have those earthquakes in Puerto Rico, and they were kicked off of the news by the Iran stuff. So you may be onto something. But yeah. So call MSNBC, ask for Rachel Maddow. You'll be all set. And Joseph Petrick says, I actually like juice. You know, I like juice too, Joseph. Apple, grape, cranberry, a lot of juice. OJ, I do. Dear Bob, evil dictator of Kuroga, did you think we would not figure out your treachery? Your spy has failed you. He is now in our custody. If you do not stand down from your throne, we will, and free the people from your oppression, then we will be forced to execute your dear loyal spy. You have 4 days to respond. You have 4 days to respond. I, leader of glorious Kurdistan. Well, when was this sent? Wednesday. Oh, so Anti-Tracker is the spy? Yeah, well, here's the deal. I'm not going to say Kuroga doesn't have spies, but I can confirm Kuroga has no male spies. So, if this guy's claiming he's a spy for Kuroga, you probably should just go, kill him. Because he's not one of ours. I hire spies most likely to be able to get secrets out of the enemy. Sci-Fi Nation says, all hail Kuroga, it's dear leader. It's dear leader and God Emperor Bird of Prey. Well, the enemy is Anti-Tracker, Thomas Potts, and a number of other higher-ups in Kurdistan. And they mostly straight males, yes. Although one is not, but would still be attracted to women. Dear leader, I cannot contact you by normal means. They know the codes. This is my last chance to send a secret message. Please help. They know I'm a double agent, and I've been reporting back to you. If you do not hear back from me, they have caught me. Your loyal servant, W. W. I like I said, we have no loyal servant W. If somebody told you you were working for Kuroga, they lied to you. You're not a double agent. You're just a traitor. Sorry to tell you that. And Alexander says, Bird of Prey, there's a difference between hating Israel and to be against their foreign policy. I agree, Alexander. And that is a good point. There are people who don't necessarily hate Israel or hate the Jewish people, but hate Israeli foreign policy. And too often it does get confused and oversimplified. That said, the liberals I know also are fine with Israeli foreign policy. Dear Bob, I have a technical question. My colleague has informed me of your quantum interface experiment, and I have to say I'm very impressed. My question, how many detonated WAM add to serve? To sever? Anonymous? Dear Bob, I have a technical question. My colleague has informed me of your quantum interface experience, and I have to say I'm very impressed. My question is, how many... detonated. Detonated WAM to server. Okay, I think there's a lot of typos in this, and I'll be honest, I cannot make heads or tails of what this is saying. So, Anonymous, if you want to restate the question, checking for typos, it just seems like too sensitive a topic to possibly giving you wrong advice. If I, don't understand what's going on. Dear Bob, what's the true nature of reality? Sincerely curious in Columbus, Ohio. Oh, finally, an easy question. The true nature of reality is that we are indeed all a simulation being run in a powerful supercomputer that was put together by our distant offspring, many generations down the line. They realized the universe was going to be destroyed, and they created a supercomputer that could go back in time and assimilate all of the human beings that have ever existed and simulate them into a computer so as to perpetuate another universe inside this computer, which has been shielded from the outside universe, which is slowly dying. And to be honest, inside that universe is another such universe, ad infinitum and ad infinitum. And it's like Inception, where the time for within the dream keeps, if you're within a dream, you've got 10 times as much time as 10 times as much time. So we're just constantly going to be making new universes as the length of the universe's existence gets shorter and shorter. But for right now, we've got plenty of time before we actually run out of time of making new universes. So I hope that helps, Curious in Columbus, Ohio. We're just a series of simulations within other simulations. Dear Bop, hi Joey. When are you going to go back to playing decent games? The new ones you try ripping off games Tim Pool plays, or these other YouTubers is getting boring. Also, what is up with this Frank and Freddy stuff? What are you really hiding? Anyway, I will stop my ramblings. Just get back to quality stuff. Like eating orphans. A very concerned friend. You're talking about Freddie Mercury. I don't have anything with Freddie Mercury, but these lying suckers who wanna upset me have decided that Freddie Mercury and Frank Sinatra had some type of illicit love affair. I have no idea. I'm sure Freddie Mercury has to be a lot younger until he died. Alexander's is against colonization. Yeah, I don't think he'd be Frank Sinatra's type either. In fact, everybody knows they wouldn't be Frank Sinatra's type. Tubian says, Bird of Prey, hope you're having a good day. Thank you. Alexander says, I'm against colonization of Palestine. I support the right of existence of Israel. I hate anti-Semitism. Very reasonable position to have, Alexander. I don't know. Honestly, I could go. I don't have a set hard position on Palestine. I really just don't know enough. I mean, they tried to teach me, but then everything turns out to be lies. Dear Bop, why do you love Star Trek V and Discovery so much? Okay, I don't like Discovery. I do like Star Trek V. It's not a terrible movie. I think it gets a bad rap. I think it's a lot better movie than people give it credit for. I just do. It's a fun movie. I enjoy it. It doesn't have to make perfect sense. Okay? I mean, there's a lot of things in Star Trek that we are willing to ignore. And Star Trek V, fine. We'll ignore things in Star Trek V, like how long it takes to get to the center of the galaxy, and that there's an alien there, and that Spock had a stepbrother. I can do it because it's a decent movie. I won't do it when the story sucks and the show sucks and everything else sucks, and they Star Trek V at its core was a Star Trek movie. It was everything good about Star Trek. Even the Klingons and the Federation were at a relative peace. They were at the best. They were having the best relations they ever had at the end of Star Trek V. It was a growth story. It was good. It was peaceful. It seemed, you know, if Star Trek V had been the last movie, it would have ended TOS on a positive note. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not that Star Trek VI didn't end TOS on a positive note, but it would have ended the original series characters on a particularly happy note, finally having some common ground with the Klingons, which they had been at war with since the original series. Of course, Star Trek VI had to reset that and take us back to the brink of war all over again, and then ended not quite as strong as Star Trek V did, but hey, 6 was a great movie. 5 was just a good movie. That's all I have to say. Discovery is crap. Alexander says, Dear Bop, one of my friends denied often received phone calls from she-males. It's looked to be false because many she-males were angry in Europe and they made a riot. How could we bring back the peace by convincing my friend to stop denying his friendship with the she-males? Have a good day, Alexander. Thank you, Alexander, for calling in, emailing in. If your friend really has a lot of she-male friends, then I'm sure he will tell you that. If he's saying he doesn't have a lot of she-male friends, I think he's probably telling the truth. It's really not something anyone need lie about in a Western country in this day and age. Two Beans says, Bird of Prey, hope you're having a good day. I think I read that. Reams says, Bird of Prey, tell Wesley Crusher the spy to shut up. Oh, geez. Was W Wesley Crusher? Wesley, you're not a spy, Wes. You're not a spy. Dear Bob, is it true that you talk to she-males a lot? Do you find she-males attractive? No, I don't talk to she-males a lot, and no, I don't find she-males attractive. Not that I have to find everybody attractive. That's not a rule. Dear Bob, I hear your girlfriend's name is Alexa. Get hookers. Oh, you want me to say Alexa, get hookers? I'm pretty sure she doesn't offer that service yet. But hey, when prostitution becomes legal, then I'm sure Amazon will cash in. She's dead? Alexa! Sisso Prey's trying. It's not working. Dear Bob, why is the sky blue? Sincerely Curious in Columbus, Ohio. Well, Curious, scientists will tell you the sky is blue because when the light from the sun, which is made up of all the colors of the rainbow, refracts on the air molecules of the atmosphere, blue is the color that's most predominant. And hence we get a blue sky. But I'm going to be honest, that's a load of bullshit. And any flat earther will tell you none of that makes sense. The true reason the sky is blue is because Smurfs live in the sky. And what are Smurfs? Blue and white. And what's the sky? Blue and white. So clouds are actually when Smurfs have their laundry day. And blue sky is when Smurfs are at the nudist colony. And you don't want to know what rain is. But that's why the sky is blue. Smurfs. You really don't want to know what snow is. Dear Bob, evil dictator of Kuroga, your ballistic missiles have missed. You have failed. Surrender now. I am waiting your answer. Great Turtistani leader. Yeah, we didn't miss, and I'm not surrendering. No surrender. Never surrender. Evil dictator of Kuroga, we have your spy. If you do not respond to us, he will die. You have 2 days. Well, like I said, we don't have any spies, any male spies, so whatever you got to do to him, you do. Dear Bob here. Jesus Christ. Last time you suggested to Greg that he should use heavy construction tools to loosen the sausage toy out of me. He called our neighbor, who is an actual construction worker from Mexico, a cute 25-year-old guy. I would like to have a threesome with him now. Now I'm afraid to ask Greg if he agreed. Manuel looks like a straight guy, but maybe cash will help. Well, I would say, Bob, talk to Manuel first. Because if Manuel's not into it, there's no point even bringing it up to Greg. But if Manuel would do it for some specific set of money, just ask Greg. Maybe he thinks it's worth it. Yes. Sisso probably will take recommendations for man nannies. Apparently those are things. Mannies? So they're just called mannies. There's a website for a lot of things. If anybody has a recommendation for a man nanny, let Sisso pray know. They play sports with the child. Isn't that a bit sexist? So can't women play sports with the kids? No, women can't play sports with kids? Not nannies? Nannies don't play sports. Wow. Is it? But is there? Should they be playing sports with a baby? Yes. Gymnastics with a baby that can't even walk? Wow. Because that sounds like child abuse. You tuck their heads in. Wow. They learn how to balance. This. I'm not looking up baby gymnastics. Dear Bob, I like stripping. Why? Yes, that's wrong. That's wrong. Go back to Westeros. Dear Bob, I had a chance to tweet with Buddha Games, who makes you use your words. They are working on an update to the game. Thought you'd like to know, Gary. Oh, thank you, Gary. No, the camera's not on. Go ahead, what?
Do your thing. I can't find the baby.
I don't want to see baby gymnastics. Dear Bob, my friend went to Kuroga with his family, and the last time I got a call from them, the children were being sent to Kurogan mines for orphans. Can you let them go before Kuroga is annexed by Kurdistani Liberation Forces? Signed, your friend, Kurdistani Liberation Forces.
Baby gymnastics.
Well, of course that baby's happy because it's a woman doing the gymnastics. You wouldn't be happy if it was a guy doing that.
Wow. I don't think that's true.
No, it's definitely true. Anyway, Kurdistani Liberation Force, make my day. Let's just say, make my day. If you think you can liberate the Kurdistani orphans from the Kurogan mines, you should try. You're gonna see we have a little surprise for you. Dear Bop, can you help me? I've picked up this crazy stalker who insists he is saving me from a sham marriage. I think he might be delusional. He keeps talking about eggs and sausage. Anyway, he says he's a close friend of yours. I was wondering if you could get in touch with him. Maybe invite him to yours for a spot for dinner and tell him to leave me alone. Maybe you could get a bottle of wine and a good movie, make a night of it. Thanks, buddy. Anyway, I gotta go. Lots of videos to edit. Toss me a coin sometime. Okay, I have no idea who you are, and I have no idea about this crazy stalker. And no, I can't talk to him. I don't know them. Dear Bob, I ask this because of recent events on the internet. Do you think a woman can defeat a man while both are using swords? Will a woman lose 100% of the time because men are naturally bigger, stronger on average, or like me, or do you think skill and training matter more? Man that whipped by a woman while sword fighting. Signed, man that got whipped by a woman while sword fighting. Well, no, certainly not every man will beat every woman. That's nonsense. So of course it depends on training. And sword fight is not just strength. It is you've got to think strategically. You've got to know the moves. You've got to be flexible. There's yes. The average man would probably beat the average woman at sword fighting given equal training, and they both being in relatively good physical initial shape. But that doesn't mean that every man is going to beat every woman, or that a woman can't be a especially good sword fighter. I know I would not want to sword fight a good sword fighter, woman or man or woman. Okay? It just wouldn't be my choice. So don't have anything to feel bad about that you got whipped while sword fighting with a woman. Just make her feel bad so she, helps you with the wounds. Dear Bob, I'm a he-male. Can I call you? Nope. But glad you're a he-male, I guess. Dear Bob, I have a friend that I'm truly worried about. I don't quite know how to say it, so I'll just say it. He actually thinks that Star Trek V is a good movie. He ignores the fact that every member of the cast except Kirk is treated with disrespect, and points out throughout the film that the story was just a love letter from William Shatner to William Shatner. How do I help this pathetic, bedridden, impotent jerk? Wow. See the truth that Star Trek V is really the worst of the Trek films. He's also a Frank and Freddy denier. Man just needs all kinds of help. Your friend, Subconscious. Subconscious. Star Trek V was an objectively good movie. I don't care if it was a love letter from William Shatner to William Shatner. William Shatner is Captain Kirk. Okay? I have no problem with a love letter to Captain Kirk from Captain Kirk. He deserved it. Okay? It was his turn. It's not my fault that the other characters didn't like it. And they're not Captain Kirk. Sometimes you just got to take one for the team. Alexander's Bird of Prey, The Final Frontier is a masterpiece. Damn it, Alexander. I hate when I agree with you sometimes, but you are absolutely correct. It is a masterpiece. Frank and Freddy denier, then that means that's a pretty smart guy. So, you're the one who has a problem whoever you are. And from Alexander again, Dear Bop, one of my friends become one of the most popular person toward the she-males. All the she-males watched his new video about the short track Children of Mars. They considered his video good as anti-tricker videos. They want to raise his numbers of subscribers really higher than 1.58k. Say to me how all this millions of she-males could help my friend raise over 1.58k. Have a nice day, Alexander. Well, if they want to raise this YouTuber over 1.58k and there's millions of them, they all just need to hit the subscribe button, preferably click on the bell icon, and they can subscribe to the channel, bring the numbers of subscribers up. And just having more subscribers, even if they don't ever watch the videos, will just help YouTube show the video off to more people so he can get even more subscribers. So that helps. And if they like his videos, they can watch his videos too. So we get playtime and we get, view time, and we get subscribers. They just have to like and subscribe and possibly view. That's all they have to do, Alexander. They don't need any input from the YouTuber. Dear glorious leader, we are running out of orphans down here in the mines. Their bones are brittle from the malnourishment and break easily. Perhaps you could send some she-males from your harem. They are big and strong and healthy. 1,000 thank yous. Please do not flog us. I don't have... There are no malnourished orphans in Kuroga. I don't know who you were sending that to. But I noticed it doesn't specifically say Kuroga, so that was probably misdelivered from Kurdistan. That's all I can imagine. Dear Bop, your subconscious is a jerk. Do not listen to it. You're conscious. Wow. Okay. Well, I listen to the super ego. Right? The id, the ego, and the super ego. I listen to the ego. Biomike says bird prey, so who's working the mines? Well, they're orphans, but they're not malnourished. Right? I specifically said there are no malnourished orphans. Abajim says bird of prey denies the orphans, but not the harem of she-males. Well, that went without saying. Anyway, guys, let's do a commercial, and I'll be back in a minute or two, and we'll talk more. I'll be right back. Yeah, shutting off microphone.
Sears gives your casual wardrobe a fresh spring look with this week's Wardrobe Essentials sale. First denim jeans now just $9.99. So comfortable they feel as good as they fit. And you save $4. Add a lively spring shirt for just $5.99. Easy care and you save $3. Shirts in assorted solids and prints. These Wardrobe Essentials are on sale through Saturday. For super savings like these, you can count on Sears.
Hello, I'm Charlie McKee for Electrolux. And this is an America that used to be. A time when companies brought vacuum cleaners to your home, because that's the best place to judge a vacuum. Today, few companies do that. But Electrolux still does, because your home is still the best place to see why Electrolux does it. So open your door to Electrolux. Electrolux, your home is the best place to see why we're better.
This week, Sears teams up velour and corduroy for a sporty look at a winning price. First, corduroy pants, a super value at only $8.99. The fit super, too, and you save $5. Snuggle into a rich velour top for just $12.99. The luxury of velour in a soft knit blend, and you save $5. The pants in assorted colors, the tops in crew V and boat neck. Hurry, this sale ends Saturday at Sears, where America shops for value.
Rich velour. Yes. Yes. Sears' value. And Electrolux. Open your door to Electrolux. Somebody says they were Electrolux. I don't know that it opened my door to them at all. So I wanted to do one particular news article first before we get into too much. I laughed. 2 men accused of gluing winning numbers onto lottery ticket. Now, when I first saw this headline, I was like, okay, what they probably did was they glued the numbers onto a lottery ticket and then probably tried to sell it to like an old man who couldn't tell the numbers were glued on and like say, oh, you know, we can't cash it because we're not here legally. This is a $100,000 ticket. Give me $10,000 for it and it's yours. And the old man gave him the $10,000. And then like the man's son comes home and says, Dad's like, oh, I bought the winning lottery ticket for $10,000 from this nice guy. And the kid looks at it and sees that, you know, they used a glue stick to put numbers on the ticket. And the kid calls the cops and these guys get arrested. But no, that's not what they did. They glued the winning tickets, the winning numbers, and then they tried to cash it in at the state lottery office. They went to the state lottery commission with the ticket that they had simply glued the winning numbers onto the ticket, and they expected to get paid out $100,000. Only in America, I assume. Only in America, I assume. And it took 2 of them. It took 2 people to do this. This wasn't even the brainchild of just one person. I suppose one person had the idea and the other person had the glue. I'm just guessing. I mean, why does it even take 2 people to do that? But I thought that was a funny article. Vile Mike's Bird of Prey has as many she-males in harem as Rian Johnson has made good Star Wars movies. That's true. Rian Johnson has not made good Star Wars movies. Average Jim says, I find it ironic that Bird of Prey leaves the stream to make a stream. That's true. That's fun. Vile Mike says, who's working on the mines? I read that. Average Jim says, Bird of Prey denies orphans, but not. I read that. And Sci-Fi Nation says, Bird of Prey, those Turkestan propagandists are worse than Joseph Goebbels. And Sci-Fi says, Bird of Prey, I guess they didn't know about the barcode on the ticket that says if it's a winner or not. I know. Anti-Trigger says, hey, I'm not going to get the video done tonight, but must not let quality suffer. So, Dear Bop, Anti-Trigger, we just finished Dear Bop. You missed Dear Bop. Go back 30 minutes, 40 minutes. It was quite a long Dear Bop. There was like 20 Dear Bops we had to do. So, but you just missed it. But at this point, so I guess, yeah, the lottery tickets. It was the only real article I had up. The rest of the stuff was too old. I deleted it. Deleted it from my queue. Anti-Trigger says, do some more Dear Bop. I'm sure you have some. No, we're good. We're good right now. What I was going to do, if you guys are interested, is let's play a round of Use Your Words. That seems like I think people would be interested in that. So let's get use your words going. We'll do one round of use your words, and then we'll probably call it a stream at that point, I guess. Where is use your words? Piano Dean kicked butt last night. Yeah, I wasn't in the game. I was not in the game yesterday on Anti-Tracker's stream because I was working on my video yesterday, which I finally put out today, and which Anti-Tracker claimed first on.
It's Use Your Words, the party game for funny people and their unfunny friends.
Just a reminder, people, if you want to be in it, you got to get your cell phone or your computer ready, your browser, and you're going to be going to this website. And if mods could copy that and let anybody know once they come in what they have to do. Okay. So let's get one set up. Now, before I bring up the screen, let's make sure I get into it.
Grab a web-enabled device like a smartphone, a tablet, or anything with a browser, and navigate to www.wordsgame.lol. Then, enter the room code.
Wordsgame.lol. Just want to make sure I'm in it, because I'm not 100% sure I would be. And of course I put in the wrong...
Have you checked out the settings menu yet?
Yes, I checked out the settings menu. Okay, Bird O' Prey 5. So you know it's me. You will know it's me. And where's the game? Why didn't the game come up? Is that up? Is it up now? Yes, it's up now. So the wordsgame.lol is the website, and the room code is RIWJ. Robert. What's I? What's the phonetic alphabet for I? Indigo, Robert, Indigo, Water, Joseph. Okay, we've got people in the game. We've got a full game, but if you still want to play, still go to the website and you can be in the audience. Okay, audience members get to vote on their favorite answers, and at the end of the game, the audience gives out 3 different awards. So you still have a say in the whole game.
You can do it.
There's not a big say, I'll be honest, but it's something. It's something. So we got me, Bird O' Prey Jr., the real Bird O' Prey 5, Vile, Sci-Fi Nation, and Karoga Sucks playing. Wow. Okay. So get your devices ready. And here we go.
And now, it's time to use your words.
Use your words.
The glory of the silver screen. In the dumper, throw it in the garbage. It's Sub the Title.
Sub the Title.
You're about to see a subtitled film clip that's missing a subtitle.
We gotta fill in a subtitle.
Subtitle will be filled in by you. Get ready. The clip will play twice. Now,
clip is going to play twice.
Feature presentation.
Camera! Camera!
We've seen this one before, didn't we? No, maybe not this one. So the kids are yelling Gamera at like a giant upside down turtle. Okay. Okay, and if you can't think of something, hit the house answer button. If somebody picks the house answer, they lose points and you gain points. If it's your house answer that was used. And we've got two more people. One more person to put in. Kuroga sucks is the
Get
last
ready.
person to answer.
Here's what you came up with.
Gamera! And then the turtle says, "Oh dear God, why did I watch Frank and Freddy porn last night?" Wow. Really? A turtle can't take a poop in peace? Although it didn't say poop. Never a moment's peace. So just let me sleep. Canada. I thought they were saying Canada too. I thought they were saying camera, actually. I need a Master Splinter to order me the Bop Special Pizza. Damn you, you're almost as fat as Bird of Prey 5. Wow. I was having the best dream about Mortha.
You may have noticed an extra answer.
Okay, so there's some extra answers in there.
House answers. When you press the house decoy button, you get to use one of the house answers for yourself. But watch out. Voting for any house answer will deduct points from your score. So pick your favorite answer, but watch out for house answers.
Okay.
Let's see how you voted.
Vile Mike's got 1,000. Real Bird of Prey's got 1,000. Bird of Prey Jr.'s got 2,000. Kuroga Sucks got 2,000. Nothing from me. Wow. Nothing. See, the problem is I made it look like a house answer. That's the thing. If you make it look,
right here
even though
right
you're
now,
supposed to vote for the funniest
extra.
or best, if it looks like a house answer, people are hesitant to vote on it. Write a headline for this photo, and it's a guy in a hospital bed laughing. Wow, okay, well, that's probably appropriate. I'd be really embarrassed if I don't get this one. And I had to think. Just one more op and I can join Bird's harem. No, he never will. Yes! The doctor says I'm not Bird of Prey 5. The day Kuroga got its dictator. Will the real Bird of Prey 5 please stand up? This month, tonsillectomy. Patient receives a free penis enlargement. I just got my O-face transplant. You think Ciso Prey will approve? Kuroga heart patient thinks he's getting a heart. Instead,
now,
he's losing
vote for your
both
favorite
kidneys.
answer. But watch out for house answers.
Okay, vote for our favorites. Vote for our favorites. Okay.
Here's how you voted.
Quick vote. The day Kuroga got its dictator, 1,000. 1,000 for Real Bird of Prey. 2,000 for me. 2,000 for Kuroga Sucks. So I'm on the board. Let's see. I'm on the board 2,000, as is the Real Bird of Prey 5.
The machine that
I think
lets you
Kuroga
blank
Sucks is in the lead with
It's
4,000.
Blank-O-Matic.
Blank-O-Matic. My doctor prescribed that I get a girlfriend. So my next question was, fill in the blank.
Here are your answers.
Okay, so my doctor prescribed I got a girlfriend. My next question was, Alexa, how much does a girlfriend cost? Does Frank and Freddy count? Vote for this and Kuroga Sucks stays ahead of Bird. Wow. Is Birdo Prey 5 okay? He is a she-male. Damn it, the stream froze and I don't know the clue. Refresh. Does CVS carry a generic? Wow. In Kuroga, doctors can do things girlfriends would
Vote
do.
for your favorite answer now.
I guess if they're a girl doctor, that's okay.
Let's see how you voted.
Okay. Vile gets 1,000 for the frozen stream.
Oh dear, that
Does
was a
CVS
house answer.
carry generic? That was a house answer. Sci-Fi Nation is at minus 250. Alexa, how much does a girlfriend cost, though? Sci-Fi Nation's back on the board at 1,750. Vote for this and Kuroga Sucks stays ahead of Bird is up to 6,000. Wow. So Kuroga Sucks has a substantial lead. 6,000 to Birdo Prey 5 Junior's 3,000.
The magic of cinema is yours to ruin.
So
It's
Daniel's Hot Topics is, hi Bird. What's up? I just got a haircut at Best Buy. There are so many pretty girls.
Du kennst nur dein Geld und weiter nichts.
Und mit Recht. Das Geld ist der einzige Wert, an den ich glaube.
You gotta fill in the
Du
title.
kennst nur dein Geld.
Only you care about your, you only care about your money and nothing else.
Das Geld ist der einzige Wert, an den ich glaube.
Let's see. You only care about your money and nothing else. Anyway, Daniel's Hot Topic says
Get ready.
there's a lot of
Here's
pretty
what you
girls
came
at
up
first
with.
choice haircutters.
Du kennst
Bird,
nur dein Geld.
you'll never guess the news.
Und mit Recht. Das Geld ist der einzige Wert, an den ich glaube.
Du kennst nur dein Geld.
You only care about your money and nothing else. Vote for this and Kuroga stays ahead of Bird. You can't keep saying vote for this and Kuroga stays ahead of Bird.
Und weiter nichts.
Und mit Recht.
Of course I do. Now get over here and look pretty.
Du kennst nur dein Geld und weiter nichts.
Und mit Recht.
I care
Das Geld
about
ist der
Frank and
einzige Wert, an den
Freddy
ich glaube.
porn collection.
Du kennst nur dein Geld und weiter nichts.
Und mit Recht.
I care
Das Geld
about
ist der
my
einzige Wert,
penis
an den ich
too.
glaube.
Wow.
Du kennst nur dein Geld und weiter nichts.
It sounds like she's speaking Klingon. Not true. I care deeply about getting she-males for Bird's harem.
Du kennst nur dein Geld und weiter nichts.
Und mit Recht.
Lies. I also care about Jadzia Dax.
Vote for your favorite answer now.
So Daniel's Hot Topics is Bird. Guess what? Star Trek Discovery reportedly lands a 4th season. I heard that, Daniels, and I've been saying I don't believe it, but I've been saying that since season 2. So I guess we'll just have to see what happens. I guess we'll just have to see about what happens.
Let's see how you voted, shall we?
Money is the only value I believe in, said the guy, actually. Huh. Oh, I forgot to read it. Oh, I got a couple thousand. I got a couple thousand for Jadzia Dax. So I'm at 4,000. Bird of Prey Jr. is at 4,000. Kuroga Sucks is at 8,000.
From around the world and right through your
Son
window
of a
pane.
bitch.
It's extra, extra. Anybody got a broom?
Write a headline for this photo. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why? Why, God? Why? Why? Mike Richards is not part of your rebellion, Princess. I'm in it for the money. Yes, that would have been a good one. Look at all these people. All these people voting, making up things, all to attack me.
Here's what you wrote.
Birdo Prey 5 during the family Christmas party. Nope. Bird watching Frank and Freddy porn. Pern. They didn't even spell porn right. Sorry, Sisso Prey, I had to open your present for Xmas, and it came early. Local mall Santa fired in record-breaking 10 minutes. Captain Foley is drunk again. Is it Bird or is it lore? Science can't tell. Young Lore Reloaded gets drunk at holiday party.
Time to vote for your favorite. Pick a winner.
Why can't I vote? I can't vote. Oh shit. I refreshed the page. Did I get kicked out of the game? I'm a player. I'm Birdo Prey 5. Inactive users. Birdo Prey 5. Yes, join. Vote quickly. Jesus Christ, I almost lost it. Almost. Anti-Trigger can't vote. Refresh the page. Put in the RIWJ again. Put in player. And then it'll ask you to choose which player
You've
were.
only got 30 seconds
You pick
left,
your player
so
and you'll
wrap
get
it
it
up.
back. I don't have audience votes off. I shouldn't. Just saying refresh, put in the code, choose player, You put in, and you'll be asked to select which player you were, and you'll be able to come back.
Here's how you voted.
Captain Foley is drunk again. 1,000 points for Bird of Prey Jr. Bird of Prey Holiday Party, 1,000 for Sci-Fi Nation. 2,000 for the real Bird of Prey. 2,000 for Vile. Nothing for me. And nothing for Kuroga Sucks. I'm now tied for second to last place.
And now, for the latest in obsolete technology, it's Blank-O-Matic.
If you think Benedict Cumberbatch has a strange name, wait till you meet his cousin. Fill in the blank. Benedict Cumberbatch has a strange name. Wait till you meet his cousin. Herman Schmeckelback. I hope there's 6 Herman Schmeckelbacks up here. Sci-Fi Nation, did you not come in? Are you out of the game?
And here's what you came up with.
Frank and Freddy. Of course. Curly Clit Cumberbatch. Cook coming a bitch. Cumber Frank and Freddy Breach. Michael J. Crawford. Fanny Flick Underthatch. Pimper Dick Buffer Snaps.
Okay, vote for your favorite answer.
Wow. I don't have a favorite answer. What about that? What about that?
Here's how you voted.
Cumber, Frank, and Fredabridge. 1,000 for Real Bird of Prey. Cook coming a bitch. 1,000 for Vile. Michael J. Crawford. 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 for Bird of Prey 5. Yes. Yes. I am now tied for first place with Kuroga Sucks. The comeback has begun.
Grand finale.
The comeback has begun.
Survey Says.
Survey Says.
In Survey Says, all point values are doubled.
Everything's
you'll be shown
doubled.
3 prompts in a row, and since Let's Play mode is turned on, you'll get 90 seconds apiece to answer each one. Here's your first prompt.
Make up a bad idea. Please reconnect inactive users. Sci-Fi Nation. Sci-Fi Nation, refresh your browser. Refresh your browser. The game is paused. For you to connect, Sci-Fi Nation. I'm continuing. Make up a bad idea for a game show title. Make up a bad idea for a game show title. Wheel of Fish is a great.
Here's your second prompt.
Wheel of Fish is a great name. Name something you don't expect to find in a box of animal crackers.
Here's
I
your
wasn't
third and final
censoring
prompt.
you.
Make it a good one.
Make up a bad way to start an Oscar acceptance speech. A bad way to start an Oscar acceptance speech. Okay. Okay. It's all over. Now it's all in the hands of you guys. If I will be brought to victory or have to acknowledge defeat. There's been no cheating, John DeMarco.
Here's what you wrote.
Welcome, Mike Richards. Make up a bad idea for a game show title. The Bird of Prey 5 Fun Time Hour. Isn't that what we're doing right now? Tell your wife the truth. That's good. It's probably a house answer, but it's good. Let's make a date with Bird of Prey 5. Losers get to go on a date with Lori Loaded. And I couldn't read the rest. Kurogan, Orphan, Jeopardy. It's Kurogan, Orphan, Jeopardy. Let's name that Bird of Prey 5 moment. It'd be a good game. Vote for me, Kuroga sucks. All three answers will say she-male. Masked Bird of Prey singer. Wow.
Vote for your favorite answer.
Oh, we have to vote still. Son of a bitch. I forgot about that. So the one I couldn't read was Let's Make a Date with Bird of Prey. Losers get to go on a date with Lori Loaded. Mega losers go out with both. Wow. Wow.
Okay, let's see what you weirdos wrote.
Survey says, name something you'd expect to, not in a Cracker Jack box. A BC cookie? What? Bird of Prey 5. I'm sorry, are we answering? Naked Lord dancing his way out of the box and into your heart. Used condom with turd emoji on it. Michael J. Crawford. She-male. Beagle bites.
Vote for your favorite answer now.
Okay. Carlo Albanese says there's a 3 in 6 chance Bird will win this game.
Tick-tock.
It doesn't work like that.
Get ready.
Okay.
Here's what you came up with.
Survey says, make up a bad way to make an Oscar acceptance speech. I can't believe Stinkin' Bad, the Bird of Prey story won Best Picture. I'd like to sell you on Beagle Bites. They taste just like chicken. Hello world, it's Bird of Prey 5. I, DJ Odyssey, will finally admit I am the father. Bird cheats, why shouldn't we? She-male. Thank you, Oscar the Grouch, for founding my prestigious ceremony. I'd like to thank Harvey Weinstein and Berto Prey 5.
Time to vote for your favorite.
Let's see. I see what we got here. Okay. Okay.
Let's see how you voted.
Make up a bad idea for a game show title. Let's play Name That Bird of Prey Moment. That was 1,000 for Bird of Prey Jr. A date with Karogan Orphan Jeopardy. Oh shit, 4. I got another 8,000 points. 16,000. And another 2,000 for condom with a turd emoji. I'm at 18,000. Oh, I'm in a substantial lead. No, the real Bird of Prey is catching up with 11,000. Make up a bad way to start an Oscar acceptance speech. Bird cheats. Karoga Sucks is up to 10,000. I'd like to think Harvey Weinstein and Bird of Prey. It's 20,000 for me. 20,000 points. 20,000 points. Beagle Bites brings Bird of Prey Jr. to 11,000. Hello world, it's Bird of Prey 5. Get Sci-Fi Nation at 10,750. You know what, Sci-Fi Nation? I thought that was the best answer in the entire game. 20,000 points. Why is the game frozen? No! Work! Son of a bitch, the game froze. Nothing's happening. Oh no, the game is freezing. No. I won. Listen, I won. I got 20,000 points. I got 20,000 points. I won. So I have 20,000, and then the real Bird of Prey 5 and Bird of Prey Jr. are tied at 11,000. Karogas Sci-Fi Nation is next with 10,750. Karogas Sucks is next with 10,000. And Vile is in last place with 8,000 points. No, it wasn't cheat codes. It wasn't cheat codes that caused the game to freeze. This game was having problems the entire time. It was knocking people off. Why are you waiting? Why are you waiting? RIWJ, does it still work? No, it's just waiting. Okay. Okay, well, I guess this game's over, guys. I'm sorry, the game just froze, but Average M says, funny how birds suddenly shot up the ranks after that accidental disconnect. Sci-Fi Nation is saying Herbert, Herbert, Herbert. Oh, wow. Anti-Trigger says, yeah, I'm sure it's just a coincidence. John DeMarcus says, he doesn't even bother to cover up the cheating anymore. Vile says, Bird played everyone by making you think he would not write that kind of stuff. It was a clever play. Kudos to Bird. Thank you, Vile. Yes, it's I find this game actually very entertaining. But we do have to, of course, stop the game. That sucks. That sucks. I didn't even get to see. So unfortunately, the audience we don't get to see who the audience chose. But I'll just assume I won the free speech and the Dirty Bird trophy. Okay, there is one thing left I'd be remiss not to bring up, although I didn't realize it today until I was actually putting in the date for this live stream. It is January 10th, 2020. And I remember talking about this on January 10th, 2019. But this is the anniversary of the passing of my old boss, Sidney E. Frank. I was in Vancouver, Canada, waiting for him to land on his, well, we called it his private plane, but he would just rent out Warren Buffett's private plane because Warren Buffett was the only person who allowed cigar smoking on their big, expensive private Boeing business jet, which is basically a 737 converted to a private plane. So he was coming up from San Diego. He was going to Vancouver to go have an experimental heart procedure because he was not in good health. And I had gone up as part of the advance team, as I usually do, a day or two early to get everything ready for him. He had the presidential suite, or whatever they call it in Canada, the prime minister's suite, I don't know. The king's suite, the queen's suite, whatever they call it. The biggest room at the hotel that was right on the water was the World Trade Center of Vancouver. I forget the name of the hotel, but it was like a Hilton. It was a high end or one of the higher end hotels, like not a Hilton. What's those? No, not W. Like I don't know, older like name and like good hotels. Four Seasons. I think it was like a Four Seasons or something. It was a beautiful frickin' top of the line hotel. And I was there to make sure literally there to make sure his television and internet worked. And we had people working on the hotel room laying down carpet because he hated tile. And of course, hotel rooms have lots of tile. So they were literally laying down carpet even into the bathroom, right into the shower because he didn't want to walk on tile. And for his safety, it was probably better he walked on carpet anyway. And in the middle of all this, we got the call that I remember that he had passed. The guy was just crying on the other end of the phone. They called the central office. They said that we needed to get back to San Diego. So we left tens and tens of thousands of dollars of stuff in his Maybach. One of his security people had driven his Maybach up from San Diego. He had two Maybachs. One because for extra. So he'd driven one of the Maybachs up from San Diego to Vancouver. It was in the parking lot of the hotel. We had tens of thousands of dollars of equipment. Whatever we could fit in the trunk of the Maybach, we put, and a lot of stuff we just left in the hotel room. And the hotel, I assume, just got rid of it somehow. Because there was, it just wasn't going to do us any good anymore. Anyway, yeah, so we flew back to San Diego. It was the craziest 2 weeks of my life that followed. The next night he had, because he was technically Jewish and they like to bury quickly, but so the next night in San Diego there was a very personal service for just his close friends, family, and co-workers, but he really considered us more like friends, so we were all there. And then the next night they flew him to New York City because they had a much bigger ceremony at a giant place in Manhattan. Whatever it was. One of the places you hear on the news all the time where famous people get, laid up and everybody comes to visit. And I mean, there were buses and buses of people coming to that. A lot of big names came. Trump didn't come. I was kind of pissed at Trump for that, but because he knew Trump. Trump had said good things about him on video more than once. But neither Trump nor Bill Clinton came, which he was friends with both of those guys, who were friends with each other, by the way, back in 2006. Well, Hillary just wanted money. He was more friends with Bill. Hillary came for money, and he knew if he gave money to Hillary, he could get some golf time with Bill. But in hindsight, I kind of think maybe they chose not to come so as they were not the spectacle, since it was his, like maybe they would cause more people looking at them than people paying respects to Mr. Frank. I don't know. More than likely they just didn't give a shit. But whatever the cause, it was probably better they weren't there. And then all bunch of shit went down. We had our sales meeting that week. Oh yeah, we rented an entire plane from JetBlue. It was the first. Right, JetBlue hadn't done private charters before that, but Mom O'Prey was working for JetBlue at the time, so almost as a joke, I suggested to Mr. Frank's top secretary, who had already gotten a $30 million bonus some years before, but she was still his secretary even after that type of money. I think it was 26 months. Excuse me. But she got a hell of a lot of money as a bonus, and she was still working as his secretary. And I jokingly, almost as a joke, really, I didn't expect her to do it. I said, well, we got a lot of people who aren't sure if they're coming from San Diego to come to New York. Maybe we could just, rent an entire plane from JetBlue. And little did I know she was going to take that as a serious suggestion. And lo and behold, what was it? A day later, 12 hours later? Yeah, it was very quick. We had a JetBlue plane waiting for us at the private air terminal, the executive air terminal at San Diego Airport. It was the first time JetBlue had done anything like this, and we were not a good crowd. Although in JetBlue's no, not defense. In JetBlue's merit, to JetBlue's merit, they purposely, it's like they handpicked a flight attendant staff, an all-female flight attendant staff that was, into it. They seemed like they were not the type that would get upset over people barfing in aisles or drinking alcohol or offering Jaeger shots to the pilots. Yeah, it was probably a Vegas team, Mama Price said. They probably did. They probably flew the plane in from Vegas. That makes sense. Anyway, so JetBlue didn't know what to do, so they ordered us like a dozen pizzas because they didn't know how many people were even coming on the plane yet. It turned out there was only like 12 of us. So we really didn't need an entire plane. And we had just come from dinner. And we were late. And I was the one who was supposed to not get everybody, but make sure we got to the plane on time. And I had fallen asleep in my rental Jeep because, actually it wasn't even a Jeep. I couldn't get a Jeep that time because it was a last minute deal. I was in some type of SUV. It might have been an Xterra, whatever it was. I was in a rented SUV and I ended up falling asleep outside the restaurant because I was just so tired from everything that had been going on. That I got a call and they're like, where are you guys? Are you guys at the airport yet? And I'm waking up like, what? Airport? Like, we're at the restaurant. And they're like, you're supposed to be at the airport 5 minutes ago. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. It was like a 15-minute ride to the airport, but they were all in the restaurant still eating. I didn't even eat anything. I was sleeping. I missed the entire meal. I just had to go in like, come on, people, we gotta go. And, somebody paid the bill and that was it. And everybody was out and we, I don't know, I had a rental car, so I had to return my rental car. Everybody else was in a limo or a bus or something. So they went right to the terminal. I had to go return my car and then I had to get a taxi back to the executive air terminal because like Dollar Rental Car doesn't have a shuttle that goes through executive air terminal, which I understand, but that was stupid. They could have made an exception. It wasn't like it was that far off the beaten path that they couldn't just make a driver stop at the executive air terminal. But yeah, it was a crazy flight. It was a crazy couple of weeks. Because then right after we got back, we had our sales meeting and the whole company was in New York for that. And I was in so much pain. I was in so much pain. Back pain. Terrible back pain. Anti-Trekker went live. Son of a bitch. Anyway. So yeah, that's my annual retelling of where I was 10 years ago. And these next couple of weeks were, no, Jesus Christ, not 10 years ago, 14, I guess. 14 years ago now. And the next 2 weeks were some of the craziest but most interesting of my life. I really, really missed Mr. Frank. Life was never the same after he was gone. I mean, had he still been alive when I got sick, I have no doubt that not only would I probably be walking, but if I couldn't be walking, he'd probably have hired Amazons to move me around. He was just that type of person. If somebody got sick, he took care of them completely. If something happened, he would take care of you. He'd take care of. He would send money to people he didn't know. He would watch movies, hear about an event he didn't know about, and assign people to look up survivors of that event and send money to those survivors. And if there were no survivors, he would have us look up their children, and we would send money to their children because he found out about this tragic event while watching. I mean, not a $10. No, not $10. We're talking enough money to pay off a house or to pay off a college loan. Life-changing sums of money he would send out to people. Never, he would just send it. That's what he wanted to do. An amazing man. An amazing man. Anyway, guys, I guess that'll be it for tonight. Josh Reed says, if you keep going, you can DMCA Anti-Trekker for streaming your stream. I found out that I can upload my songs to a service, and they will then YouTube strike people who use it. So I technically, I do have the power to take down Anti-Trekker's channel, if I so wanted. But of course I don't want to. Of course I don't want to. Josh Reed, Vile Mike says, Bird of Prey heading over to Anti-Trekker's stream. Good win, my friend. You earn it, you cheating bastard. And Sci-Fi Nation says, Bird of Prey, Anti-Trekker streaming your stream. I figured he probably was. Anyway, welcome everybody at Anti-Trekker stream. If you're seeing me there, come subscribe to me. Bird of Prey 5. You've tried the rest. Now try me. Yeah. Bird of Prey 5. Everyone else, Qapla All. Take care. Good night. I'll see you over at Anti-Trekker stream. And no terrible singing noises.
Thank you all for watching my video.
As I sign
Please
off.
remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. Without it, you won't get notifications of new videos. Check out BirdoPrey5.com, the new home of everything Bird of Prey 5 on the web. You can also check out my forum at juot.net. I'm also on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. If you'd like to make a donation, check out paypal.me/BirdoPrey5 or on BirdoPrey5.com. Take care.